By the way, I just wanna have a simple topic right here. Somebody had asked me how to find the right guy or the right person for you. Well, we're talking about a lady right here who has been with two foreigners. Okay, so she's got two kids with two different fathers, and both the fathers are actually foreigners. Okay, I don't have to mention about nationality or whatever. They are both foreigners. Okay, but they had left her with the kids. Okay, and then after that they just never bothered taking care of the financial status of the kids or whatever, because after having all those two kids, both two kids, and then all of a sudden she just left these two people, or I think they have left her. Okay, and that's the reason why she's asking how to find the right person. Well, for me, first, I would say that it takes two, to make it work. Because if it's just the other side, just only the other side, or which side, it's either the girl's side or the men's side, if it's just one-sided love affair, it's just not going to work. Okay, there's a tendency that they will always separate, or their marriage or their relationship is just gonna go and fall apart. So for me, if you really want to find the right relationship, you have to create one. How? So first of all, you have to find the right age that is more comfortable for you. If how many age gap, I mean how many years, is the gap. If it's too much, and then you have to ask yourself, am I ready to settle with that kind of age gap? Okay, but if it's not too far away from your age, especially if you are willing to settle with somebody who's older than you, then I think that is a good foundation to start with. Okay, so first thing is about the age. Okay, for example, me, I am 53, and I am going to settle with somebody who is 68. So we're talking about a few years, gap. But it's not too much, unlike when I was 19 years old and I was married to a 54 years old man. That was when I was younger. So obviously it didn't work out because the age gap was really very, very far away from my age. So he was literally my father. Okay? And he was also treating me like my own father as well. So if you are really looking for a relationship that you would feel like he is your husband, well, sometimes, like, at our age, sometimes, like, we have the little kid side of us. Okay, so we tend to still feel that how we wish that we have an older man, so we can also feel like sometimes we are a little baby or something, but in a sense that you are not being treated like a daughter or something. Sometimes, like, it's really nice to be like a baby or whatever, but it's just it's just a matter of changing your mood. Sometimes, like, you just feel like you want to be a baby. You want to be a babied by your husband or your boyfriend or your fiance. Okay, so that's totally different than having somebody that you would treat like your own father, or somebody who would just treat you like his own daughter. So that's totally a no no. And I was in that kind of relationship before. Obviously, it didn't work out, okay? And I was looking for something like a romantic kind of relationship, but I just couldn't find it, you know. I wish it could have taken me to a place where, we can just have our own quality time together. But I mean, he would rather take me to a place where he can just flaunt me in front of everybody, a place where he can just show me off, like in public. So I'd rather have a private place where I would feel like, wow, this is a romantic place. It's just him and me. But it didn't happen that way. So, I mean, I knew already that it wasn't the right partner. So it is really very different, It's different to have a relationship that you are being treated like still a baby, but in a romantic way, You just feel like you just wanted to be babied or whatever, but it creates a spark with your relationship that way. Sometimes, like, you tend to be more sensual, more childish, more like a baby or something. So it depends on what mood you're in, okay? And it's not always that you are somebody like those people that you are really very professional, and then of course they have a professional husband or fiance or boyfriend, and then it's just like it's very very boring. Sometimes it's nice that you can be playful, you can do a role, whatever role you wanted to fantasize or something, and then you can make that like you are together, whatever you fancied, you fantasize or whatever. So that's very very important. Sometimes you just wanted to be in a mood where you just wanted to relax with him, and then you could actually relate to whatever your issues are. Or sometimes you've got a problem you just wanted to share, but if you're not with the right person with the right age, then it would be very very hard for him to adjust or to adapt to what you have, especially if you are coming out with some issues like he wanted to talk to. So it's much better that you can find somebody where you can actually share your emotions. It's not only physically but emotionally as well, because sometimes, like, some guys, they're just into physical thing, or the sexual thing, and that's it, and you have nothing in common to talk about. So that's very very disappointing. And I have been in that kind of relationship you know with a guy, with a very very young guy, and he's actually just, he was twice my age. I mean, his age was twice my age. So he was 22, I was 44. And all of a sudden, I thought we just clicked. But then, after that, we just didn't have anything in common, except it was just about sex. But when you reach to the age where you are looking for somebody who could stimulate you instead of the sexual thing, it's more on the intellectual thing, or it's more on the spiritual thing or emotional thing. So once you find that person that you click emotionally, spiritually, mentally, of course, there's an attraction right there, physically, sexually, I think that's much better. So you have to consider all those factors as well. It's not only about sex, okay? Because I have reached the age where, for me, I mean, sex is no longer the first foundation of a relationship. It's more on how can he stimulate me, my brain, most especially, my spirit. Because if he cannot stimulate my mind or my brain or my spirit, well, there is no way that he can stimulate me sexually. So he needs to stimulate me first in terms of my brain. So that's what I have been looking for. And once you have found that person, and make sure that you stick with that one, focus on what will make you happy. Focus on how can he trust you? How about the loyalty? Are you that kind of person where he can trust? I mean, whom he can trust? Or are you that person whom he thinks who's just not being serious, and then you just wanted to have a relationship with him just for a short term? And that's the reason why whatever you wanted to pursue, it's either financially or anything else, material things or whatever, then if that is the only thing that is actually motivating you in order to pursue that relationship, then it's not going to work. It's not going to be a successful relationship. So, first of all, before that person can actually trust you, you have to invest yourself in a way that he could trust you. Just like what they said, you should earn my trust, because I'm not just going to give my trust to you unless you earn it. See, that's the most important, because once a person doesn't trust you, then it's really hard to establish a relationship with you if he cannot trust you, or vice versa, because if you have the trust, and then of course you have the loyalty. If you could trust that person, and I would say, well, I have to be loyal to this person because he is the person that I could trust. But if this is the person who could hurt you in a way that he's still, with other relationships, or is still welcoming other relationships from other girls or from other people, then, how would you have that feeling that you could actually trust, or you're going to give the loyalty to him? Of course, you're going to end up looking for somebody else as well. Because you're scared that maybe eventually he's going to find somebody else, and then you are there feeling neglected, or feeling lost, or feeling like, what happened? What went wrong? Why did he leave me? Or why did he find somebody in order to replace me? That would be the case, okay? So the most important thing is trust and loyalty, okay? Once you have that, then of course you will definitely have a very, very happy and successful relationship with that person. Because if you cannot establish a relationship with trust, honesty, and loyalty, then it's really very, very hard. So you create a person whom you can trust. It's just like what I always said, that it's how you treat me, it's how you make me. I would be the most loyal, or I would be the perfect person or the perfect wife for you if you make me so. But I would be the worst, or I would be your enemy, or I would be a monster or I would be a bitch if you are going to make me. So that's just a very, very simple analogy coming from my part. So if you ever want to have a very, very successful relationship, it starts from you. You create that person in order to be serious, and in order to be loyal to you, and in order for him to trust you. So you have to establish yourself, because you are the one who is creating that person. As simple as that. And that's the reason why, if you found the right person that you think that he is already your right match, make sure that whatever problem that will arise, always make sure that you and him have to come up with the best solution in order to solve an issue, because silence is not the best way in order to solve it. It's much better that you have to be open. What bothered you? What made you think of something that he has done, or what made you feel of something that he has said? And then once you voice it out, what hurt you, or you had to explain, something that really confused him. Because sometimes, like, if you don't give your reason why you did that or something, if you don't give any nice reason or any nice explanation why you have done something, and then he wouldn't be able to know, because his mind or your mind don't really coincide 100%. So you have to communicate. So the best part of a relationship also is communication. Good communication. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have a good communication, and if you don't understand, or if you are not even willing to understand or compromise the situation, then that would be hard. So it's up to you, both of you. You have to be really well connected physically, mentally, spiritually. Okay? Because other people, they thought that, oh, I'm attracted to that person. Oh, she's sexy. Oh, I'm attracted to her sexually or whatever. But how about the other parts? What are the other factors that you have to consider? See, is this the person who would be there for me in case that I would be sick? Well, in case that that person is going to get old, is this the right person who's going to stay for me? But if she is not at the right age, where she still prefers to go out there with younger guys, or if she would still feel that she'd rather be by herself, or she'd rather be somewhere else, with other people, instead of focusing on you or your relationship, then she is not the right person. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, or subscribe. And of course, push the bell button for more updates for my Mystica vlogs or my Mystica celebrity mukbang. Thank you.